Good evening and welcome to Ignite News on 6 at 6. It's Tuesday, August 5th, 2025. I'm Rihanna Nikram. Thanks for joining us. Here are the headlines. Political parties contesting the 2025 general and regional elections today signed the ERC's Code of Conduct, pledging peaceful and responsible campaigning. President Ali promises a $200 million feed facility and sweeping upgrades for the East Coast if re-elected. APNU is calling on GCOM to ban all cameras in polling stations to protect the secrecy of the vote. And over 300 persons in Region 5 get free glasses and mobility aids. 4 of the 6 contenders for 2025 general and regional elections today signed the Ethnic Relations Commission (ERC) Elections Code of Conduct at a ceremony held at the Artichon Conference Center. The signatories include the Alliance for Change (AFC), the People's Progressive Party Civic (PPC), the Assembly for Liberty and Prosperity (ALP), and We Invest in Nationhood (WIN). ERC Chairman Sheikh Moin Al-Haq addressed the gathering, urging all parties uphold ethical standards, promote mutual respect, and ensure peaceful, fair, and responsible campaigning.
This is not merely a ceremonial act. It is a collective and deeply meaningful declaration of our national commitment to safeguarding peace, order, and respect for the democratic process.
Haq also reminded the parties that many of the clauses in the Code of Conduct are already reflected in existing laws, such as the Representation of the People Act, the Discrimination and Prevention Act, and the Cybercrime Act. AFC Representative Kieron Samson welcomed the code and said that while tribalistic instincts may surface during election season, he's hoping for a more positive outcome this time.
I rather suspect that because of the years that we have been struggling for the democratic process, that we are going to see changes for the better, and that notwithstanding these urges to get on bad, that we will prefer the good. And in that context then, we hope that all political parties are going to be engaging with each other to the extent of trying to make sure that these principles that are in the code are adhered to.
Meanwhile, WIN Party representative Hannah Camila used her speech to raise concerns. She accused BBC of launching coordinated online attacks against WIN's presidential candidate, Azrin Mohammed. She also alleged that female candidates in WIN, especially Muslim women, are being cyberbullied, harassed, and stalked.
The WIN Party believes that democracy cannot thrive in fear. We do not seek special treatment. We demand equal protection. We do not want silence. We want accountability.
Responding to these claims, PBC campaign manager Zulfikar Mustafa expressed disappointment that accusations are being made as parties are being called to higher standards under the code. He rejected allegations and warned that such rhetoric only encourages bad behavior during the election period.
If we continue like that, then as Ramjitan's rightly said, those values or those kinds of behavior will continue. If we don't respect what we sign here today, if we continue to make accusation, and if we continue to make wild speculation here, we should never, ever, as political party, try to divide this nation. We should never try to bully people. We must never try to impose our own will and people's freedom.
Wrapping up the ceremony, ALP representative Ian Thomas thanked the ERC for including his party. He said the initiative is a step in the right direction and an important example of positive political values, especially for young people. President Dr. Irfan Ali has promised a $200 million investment to build a new feed facility along the east coast of Demerara. Speaking at a PBC campaign rally in Enterprise yesterday, the president said the facility will support livestock farmers by improving access to feed and boosting production.
Supporting our livestock farmers because we know the difficulties you're having with all the development. Let me tell you, we're going to invest $200 million on the East Coast in a feed mill so that we will provide the feed for our livestock farmers and they will be able to carry on their livestock industry without any problem.
He also unveiled a list of major upgrades for Enterprise and nearby communities. Among them, replacing all internal drains with concrete structures and reconstructing roads, mobile police units and new outposts to improve security, with a focus on better community police relations. Dr. Ali also addressed noise pollution particularly from mechanics and spray paint shops working late into the night. He said industrial parks will be created to give tradespeople a more organized place to work and reduce disturbances in residential areas. Additional plans include agro-processing hubs and manufacturing zones, expanded home ownership support, and cash transfers for building and renovating homes. The BBC also promises to cut taxes on utility vehicles to make them more affordable, and is looking into building a railway to connect the East Coast and East Bank corridors so as to ease traffic.
We are looking at the rail link from Cane Grove to Golden Grove that will be able to move this large segment of the population, integrating the East Bank and East Coast. In our wildest dreams, we could not have imagined that between Cummings Lodge and Industry, you will have 6 new hotels under construction, creating thousands of new jobs.
The East Coast, according to President Ali, is rapidly developing into an economic hub. 6 hotels and 3 private hospitals are already under construction, including facilities that will specialize in maternal care, pediatrics, and cancer treatment. The People's Progressive Party Civic is mourning the sudden loss of one of its candidates, Daniel Williams, who passed away last evening while addressing a public meeting in Agatosh, Regent 7. Williams, the head teacher of 3 Mile Secondary School in Bartica, collapsed mid-speech and was later pronounced dead by medical professionals. In a statement, the BBC said it was shocked and saddened by the news, describing Williams as an educator, a community leader, and a dedicated servant of the people. The party said its unwavering commitment to uplifting others will not be forgotten, and extending condolences to his family, friends, students, colleagues, and the residents of Region 7. The statement ended with the words, "Our party has lost a valuable comrade. Our nation has lost a true servant. May his soul rest in eternal peace." Meanwhile, the main opposition, a Partnership for National Unity, is urging the Ghana Elections Commission to explicitly ban the use of cameras and the taking of photographs inside polling stations. In a public statement, APNU said stronger measures are needed to protect the secrecy of the ballot, and called on GCOM and the Ghana Police Force to set up anonymous hotlines for reporting electoral fraud. The coalition also urged other political parties to speak out in support of these steps, saying, not only is the country's democracy at stake, but its very soul. APNU's call comes after a recent GCOM release reminding the public that influencing votes or revealing how someone voted is illegal. The party welcomed that reminder and pointed to specific laws, including Section 77(2) of the Representation of the People Act, which prohibits inducing voters to show marked ballots, and Section 130, which deals with bribery. APNU warned that both offering and accepting bribes are criminal offenses, and urged voters to reject any attempt to buy their vote. When we return, Ghana leads the region with the lowest rate of reoffending. Plus, hundreds of Region 5 residents receive free glasses and mobility aids. And Region 7, a new boat is transforming life in Dag Point.
Fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Tune up, fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Tune up. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guy Oil's Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guy Oil's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive.
Welcome back. Ghana has made remarkable progress in reducing the number of released prisoners who re-offend. In fact, Ghana leads CARICOM with the lowest repeat offender rate, just 14%. That means only 14 out of every 100 released prisoners return to prison, compared to rates higher than 50% in some neighboring countries, such as Trinidad and Tobago. This was highlighted in Episode 7 of the Safeguarding Our Nation series, which focused on how the Ghana Prison Service is putting rehabilitation front and center. Director of Prisons, Nicolan Elliott, said rehabilitation is no longer a side effort. It's the main mission.
We expose prisoners to several training programs such as carpentry, joinery, and masonry. These programs are facilitated by qualified facilitators, and the programs are accredited. Investment. Since 2021, the Ghana Prison Service has received the largest investment ever. 28 billion Ghana dollars has been invested into the prison service.
Elliott said investment has covered prison infrastructure, staff development, and certified rehabilitation programs.
The Ghana Prison Service is working with the Ministry of Labor to address prisoners who may want to be a part of the job bank and the labor market. We have the Guyana Police Force, who is working on the social prevention programs. We have the Ministry of Human Services, have a number of social programs within the community. And this by itself will help us to further reduce the level of recidivism within the Guyana Prison Service.
Last year, over 820 inmates completed skills training in masonry, agriculture, welding, and tailoring. They also received counseling for issues like substance abuse and anger management. Many inmates work in public-private projects, earning stipends and supporting their families. Thanks to the Fresh Start initiative, more than 50 former inmates have launched small businesses with mentorship and toolkits. Prison overcrowding is easing too. As of July 2025, the prison population dropped by 3% to 2,239 inmates compared to last year. We head now to Region 5, where hundreds of residents received the gift of sight and mobility. More than 300 residents in Region 5 were all smiles as they received the precious gifts of clear vision, thanks to a free spectacle distribution drive hosted by the Ministry of Human Services and Social Security. The activity took place in Bath Settlement and Hope Town on the west coast of Berbice on Monday, as part of the ministry's wider mission to bring essential services directly into communities. Human Services and Social Security Minister Dr. Vinya Prasad said the initiative has been running since 2021 and remains rooted in accessibility and care.
Today, 180 persons would have benefited from spectacles here. And Hope Town and surrounding areas would also benefit from over 100 spectacles as well. We believe in delivering services to communities. It is not only about people coming to us to access service, but for us to go out to communities. So this is one such, where while we are delivering spectacles, yes, we also bring teams from child care and protection, persons from the ministry who deal with gender-based violence, juveniles at risk, and they've all given presentations because a lot of the work we do requires awareness and for the public to be aware of our services so that they can access it.
Among those who benefited was Zoan John, a mother of two, who said the outreach brought youth savings for her family.
I'm very happy because I save a lot, because I collect for me and my two daughters, and I must thank the government for this because I benefit a lot from it.
For 61-year-old Sahai Hari Gobin, the support is a relief from a financial burden.
I purchased $30,000 for this one on a 5 year gone back. We get on the government one. So if we get to purchase some and we not work, at $30,000 if we get to purchase one by my own. And it will be very hard. We save a lot.
Single parent Ruhana Banke shared similar gratitude.
So that helps me a lot. Yeah. I thank the government and everybody. Yes.
In addition to spectacles, the outreach also provided assistive aids, such as wheelchairs and walkers, to residents in need, ensuring no one was left behind. Still in regions, Dark Point Village in Region 7 is charting a new course of development, thanks to a brand new 20-seater, 200-horsepower boat funded through the village's 2024 LCDS allocation. The vessel is already improving public transport along the Bartica-Parika route and between riverine communities.
Most likely we will visit like Batavia, Cartabo, Carrow, Rivers View. We have like Falmouth and all other communities that we never been visiting before. I think this is the right time. And I think that this boat not only will benefit the young people, but the elderly too.
Managed by the Village Council, the boat is available for both scheduled trips and private hire, including charters, cargo, and emergency use.
This boat would benefit in terms of the residents of Dark Point in terms of revenues. At least it would boost the community when it comes to revenues and the development for Dark Point.
And for villagers like Shalon John, who were among those requesting better access to transportation, this initiative came as a major relief.
It comes with so much of relief because we will use the boat for public transportation from Parika to Bartica, even so to other communities, especially when it comes to heritage games and other stuff. It would ease us a lot from expense.
With a new vessel, Dark Point isn't just improving travel. It's advancing economic opportunity, supporting education, and connecting communities across the Cayuga-Mazaruni region. From better transport to better business, Regent 3 is investing in the next generation of entrepreneurs. Starting this September, the Regent 3 Chamber of Commerce will launch its first ever junior chamber, aimed at empowering young entrepreneurs and future civic leaders. The program will support youth aged 16 to 30, helping them prepare for roles in Ghana's fast-changing economy. The announcement came during the BIT Tri-Skill Fair at West Central Mall, where students, business leaders, and educators came together to explore careers in trades and industry. Kieron Allen, Public Relations Officer for the Chamber, told Ignite News that the initiative is about preparing the next wave of leaders.
Personal transformational growth and unprecedented opportunities for every young person to elevate their quality of life. We're pioneering a groundbreaking junior chamber to help revolutionize how our young people understand and engage with business.
The Junior Chamber will offer mentorship, business training, and real-world exposure, complementing what students already learn through TVET and academic programs.
We're not just supportive of youth, we're empowering the next generation of leaders, not only by providing them a seat at the table, but also giving them the tools, skills, and guidance they need to build their own table and turn their potential into success.
The BIT exhibition gave attendees a chance to explore trades like commercial food preparation, electrical installation, joinery, and heavy-duty equipment operation. Leaders from BIT, the Ministry of Labor, and Regent 3 Education were all in hand to support the launch. When we come back, Ghana brings home the Caribbean Culture Queen crowd for the third straight year. Plus, Kieron Samson's explosive innings leads the Titans to another T10 title. And Manchester United makes a major move, bidding big for a rising star striker.
Your business is built on hard work, vision, and the drive to succeed. At GBTI, we understand what it takes to grow. That's why we offer Grow, a small business service designed to help your business expand, adapt, and reach its full potential. From new opportunities to new milestones, we're here to support you every step of the way. Grow from GBTI. Progress starts here.
You're watching Ignite News on 6 at 6. Thanks for staying with us. Shadiman Asana has dazzled the region and secured a historic win. Ghana has scored a hat trick on the regional pageant stage. 21-year-old Shadiman Asana is the new Miss Caribbean Culture Queen 2025, bringing home Ghana's third consecutive win at the Nevis Culturama Festival. Asana, who studies medical rehabilitation at the University of Ghana, beat out contestants from 9 Caribbean countries, earning the night's highest score of 1,213 points. She wowed in every segment, from her Cape Reveal mermaid gown to a fiery swimwear look titled Lavish Lava, designed by Randy Madre. This win follows the reigns of Shimina Perone in 2023 and Shaquana Holder in 2024, confirming Ghana's dominance in regional pageantry. Asana's journey began at age 11, and she's now using her platform to champion youth empowerment and cultural pride. She called her win a tribute to the national motto, One People, One Nation, One Destiny. As Caribbean Culture Queen, she now prepares for a year of regional appearances, proudly carrying the golden arrowhead with her. In sports, cricket fans witnessed a masterclass on Sunday as Kieron Samson powered the Titans All-Stars to a back-to-back title at the Care's One Ghana T10 T-Ball Blast. In the final of Providence, the Titans dominated former champions Echo All-Stars, winning by 71 runs. Samson stole the spotlight with an unbeaten 88 off just 30 balls, smashing 11 sixes and 3 fours to help the Titans post a mammoth 142 for 2. Eccles faltered early, losing Quasim Yusuf for a duck and never recovered. Only Oscar Joseph made double figures, finishing on 24 not out, as bowlers Kimo Paul Wins, and Samson himself tore through the lineup. Samson was named Most Valuable Player for the second year in a row, earning a motorbike, $150,000, and more for his 13 wickets and Player of the Final honors. The Titans walked away with $2 million in prize money, while Eccles secured $1 million. I know Yusuf went out early in the final. He racked up the most runs in the tournament, 282, taking home $100,000 and a TV. Manchester United are making a bold move in the transfer market, submitting a formal bid for RB Leipzig striker Benjamin Sesko, a deal that could rise to 85 million euros. The BBC reports that this 22-year-old Slovenian is interested in the move, and United sees this as the right moment to act. The bid includes 75 million euro guaranteed and signals strong intent, especially after early signs that United would only enter the race if Sesko was open to joining. Newcastle United have also placed a rival offer worth around 80 million euros, but United remain confident, despite financial concerns raised earlier this year by Sir Jim Ratcliffe, who warned the club faced bankruptcy without major spending cuts. To make room for Sesko, who scored 39 goals in 87 appearances, the club is reportedly open to letting Rasmus Højlund leave. Still ahead, Brazil holds firm on hosting COP30 in Amazon, despite affordability concerns. The Trump administration reverses a controversial FEMA aid condition, and Israel opens the door to more Gaza aid as famine deepens. Regional and international news after this break. Welcome back. Brazil maintains that COP30 will be held in Belém, despite rising costs and international pressure to move the event. The Global Climate Summit will be held in Belém this November, despite several countries warning they cannot afford accommodation prices. COP30 President André Correia de Lago confirmed Friday that there is no Plan B, insisting the summit and leaders' meetings will remain in the Amazonian city. Concerns have been raised by developing nations and United Nations officials about hotel rates in Belém, some reportedly 10 to 15 times higher than normal, making it unaffordable for poor countries to attend. Brazil has offered limited rooms at reduced rates, but many still exceed UN budget allowances. Critics also worry about whether local infrastructure, including airports and food services, can support the massive influx of global delegates. Despite the concerns, President Lula remains committed to showcasing the Amazon and is investing heavily in Belém's infrastructure. Brazil says preparations are on track and the event will be inclusive and accessible. In international news, the United States is getting tougher on visa overstays. Starting August 20th, a new pilot program will allow U.S. consular officers to require visa applicants from select countries to pay bonds of up to $15,000. The move targets nations with high overstay rates or weak screening systems, and is part of broader efforts to curb illegal immigration, a key focus of President Donald Trump's policies. Applicants may be asked to post $5,000, $10,000, or $15,000, with $10,000 expected as a default. The funds will be refunded if travelers leave the U.S. on time. The State Department says criteria include overstay data, vetting gaps, and even countries that sell citizenship without requiring residency. Although officials can't yet estimate how many will be affected, the U.S. Travel Association believes the program will apply to around 2,000 people, mostly from countries with low travel volumes. Meanwhile, a new $250 visa integrity fee kicks in October 1st, which some say could make U.S. visas among the most expensive in the world. Still in the U.S., the Trump administration appears to be walking back a controversial policy that linked disaster funding to political stances on Israel. Yesterday, the Department of Homeland Security reversed a rule requiring U.S. states and cities to reject boycotts of Israeli companies in order to qualify for FEMA disaster relief. That requirement had been posted on FEMA's website last week and applied to at least $1.9 billion in grants used for essential emergency needs, like rescue equipment, power systems, and salaries for emergency personnel. The policy targeted the boycott, divestment, and sanctions, or BDS movement, which pressures Israel over its occupation of Palestinian territories. By yesterday afternoon, DHS had quietly deleted the requirement from its website. A spokesperson said FEMA grants will now be governed by existing law and policy. The move marks a shift in tone for the Trump administration, which has previously acted against groups critical of Israeli policies. Finally this evening, Israel said it will now allow the gradual and controlled entry of goods into Gaza through local merchants. The move announced today by COGAT, the Israeli agency coordinating aid, comes amid growing global alarm over famine conditions in the enclave. A new mechanism approved by Israel's cabinet will allow private sector supplies into Gaza, including basic food items, baby formula, and hygiene products. The goal, Israel says, is to boost aid deliveries while reducing reliance on the UN and other international agencies. Palestinian and UN officials say Gaza needs at least 600 trucks of aid per day, similar to pre-war levels, but it's unclear how this plan will work given the devastation across the region. Graphic images of starving civilians and a recent Hamas video showing a emaciated hostage have triggered international outcry. Israel has since promised more aid access, including temporary pauses in fighting and airdrops. Hamas says it's willing to coordinate with the Red Cross to deliver aid to hostages if Israel opens humanitarian corridors and halts strikes during aid delivery. And that's all for this edition of Ignite News on 6 at 6. For more stories, visit ignitenews.com or follow us on social media. Thanks for watching. I'm Rihanna Nekram. See you tomorrow for more Ignite News.